When I first got into videography, the idea of shooting usable night footage on a phone was honestly, it was unthinkable. You basically needed a dedicated camera, like something preferably that's full frames. You needed a fast lens, like something with a, I don't know, f1.4 aperture or, lower. But here I am, okay, in 2025, holding my Sony FX3 with a SLR Magic 35mm T1.3. And on top of that, I have strapped on my new iPhone 17 Pro. And the reason I really wanted to do this is because I wanted to see what this iPhone 17 Pro was capable of. Because just like you probably, I watched the Apple, release, and man, it was super, super heavily influenced by videographers. Okay. They show you like how you can use the camera with, in different, scenarios. They showed you the ProRes, they showed you the durability, and just overall, to me, it's like all looked like just a heavily video packed phone. And, because of that, I decided to take my FX3 and the iPhone 17 Pro down to Miami Beach, South Beach. And I wanted to do this during nighttime. Okay, I wanted to go to the beach. It was like around 9:30 p.m. So when I got to the beach, it was literally dark. Okay, you can barely see. We didn't have a full moon, nothing like that. It was just dark. And the way I ran each of the systems, like the FX3 was running at, T1.3 the entire time, S-Log 3, and I was shooting at 24 frames per second and 1/48 shutter. With the iPhone 17 Pro, I got to tell you what right away. The first thing that you want to do when you get yourself an iPhone 17 Pro is get the Blackmagic app. Now, with the Blackmagic app, you're going to be able to shoot in Apple Log 2, which is what I did. You're going to be able to shoot in ProRes, and you can also shoot in ProRes RAW. And then, of course, you can adjust your shutter speed, your aperture, your ISO levels, and just everything. So it is absolutely the first app that you want to get as a videographer for your iPhone 17 Pro. So for the iPhone 17 Pro, I had it like maxed out at 3484 ISO or whatever the value was. I had it at 24 frames per second, 4K, and I was shooting in ProRes 422, okay, and Apple Log 2. And at first, when I, took it out to the beach, as you can see here, the side-by-side comparison, to me, when I was looking at the screen on the iPhone, it looked like there was absolutely no information in that Apple Log 2 footage. It just looked like it was all gray. It looked like once I take it into post, I probably would not recover any details of like the sand or like the beach. I wouldn't like, it would just be like a mush. When I was looking at the FX3 little monitor, I was, by the way, this is very important. I was shooting at 51,200 ISO. Okay, I am like pretty accustomed to shooting at that high of an ISO because I know how to clean it up in post using DaVinci Resolve. So can you imagine my surprise when I got back in and I started editing in DaVinci Resolve, when I converted that Apple Log 2 footage into Rec 709, the detail was still there. Okay, I could see, people at the beach. I could see the sand. I could even, see the ocean. I can see the water. I can see, the buildings behind these people. It was honestly, I was extremely surprised. Now, the footage that you're seeing here was, however, cleaned up in post. Now, this is a very, very light noise reduction here that I applied. I did the same thing with the FX3. It was very light noise reduction. And, just looking at these results, if you are in a situation where it's just like pitch black, like it was there at the beach, or you just cannot bring lighting with you, the FX3 clearly, obviously, is still the winner, and it is still way, way, way superior to the iPhone 17 Pro. It's no competition. Now, the reason I did not show you guys any footage, like daytime footage, is because there are a million videos, okay, out there with people color grading, daylight videos from the iPhone 17 Pro. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to take it to kind of like extreme conditions, because I'm coming from an iPhone 13 Pro, and that phone in low light conditions, it just absolutely falls apart. So it is this iPhone 17 Pro, this jump in video quality is really tremendous, going from 13 to 17. Obviously, I don't know how big of a difference it is going from 16 to 17, but 17, man, it is a very nice usable image. And the reason I didn't test the ProRes RAW is because I wanted to just test what the actual devices can do themselves. Now, I have a Ninja V, and I will definitely eventually test the ProRes RAW on the FX3 and on the iPhone 17 Pro. But to record ProRes RAW, you need like a little external like hard drive, and I do have one of those that just plugs right in, just via USB-C. And then just for fun, of course, I took it out to Ocean Drive, and Ocean Drive is very well lit. Okay, so the difference in footage is not going to be, as dramatic as it was at the beach where there's no light. So guys, in conclusion, I know this was a kind of like wild, little test here that I try to do, but I really wanted to see what the new iPhone 17 Pro was all about. Okay, and I feel like I understand its limitations now. If you have adequate lighting, it can even be as simple as like street lighting, okay? You are going to get phenomenal results, okay? Phenomenal results with this camera. But if you are in a situation, like let's say you're in a restaurant, and I do a lot of work for restaurants. In a restaurant and it's very low lit, it's very dim, man, you want to have the FX3. Okay, you're not going to walk in there with an iPhone 17 Pro and just get these like incredible, amazing results. The FX3 is what you want to have. Now, this kind of leads me to my final point. Have, phones kind of caught up to these like larger, full frame cameras? And I will say that, yeah, they're definitely getting closer, okay, but they are definitely a long way away from being, anything close to what, a full frame or even a APS-C, my Fujifilm X-H2S can do. Now, just the fact that you can change out lenses and, get different looks from your lenses is, to me, the biggest benefit of owning, a larger, camera like this. And of course, not to mention the reliability, okay, of having a larger camera body that's not going to, overheat on you, that can, dual record, and is overall just going to give you an image that has just like more to it, like more data, more things that you can, adjust and stretch, and just a more flexible image. So yeah, guys, I think the iPhone 17 Pro camera is absolutely amazing. I mean, to me, it is honestly going to be a tool that I'm going to use when I'm traveling, for just little light content creation as well. But for my main things, I'm going to obviously stick to my larger cameras, even though sometimes they are like a burden to walk around with. It doesn't matter. It's well worth it. So yeah, guys, please let me know what you guys think of this little experiment. I'm really curious to know your thoughts because, iPhone 17 Pro content has been just absolutely blowing up, and people, they love the camera. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.